Morning News, presented by Chevrolet and your local Chevy dealers.
Good morning. Glad to have you with us. I'm Georgia Roman.
And I'm Erica Riggins. This is your Spectrum News in 90 update. It was a late night in Oldsmar, but the City Commission finally voted 3-2 in favor of increasing the density for downtown residency. This means plans for a large apartment complex in the downtown area might be able to move forward.
Days after she was reported missing in Tampa, the body of 27-year-old Tanisha Griffith was found in part of the Withlacoochee State Forest in rural Pasco County. Investigators are still searching for Griffith's vehicle. It's a white 2008 Nissan Altima. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Pasco Sheriff's Office.
It's a big week ahead for the Tampa Bay Rays. The action at Tropicana Field firing up once again with an exhibition game today and the team's home opener on Friday. Let's go Rays. Despite no fan fest this year, the team said there'll still be some giveaways this season and some promotional nights.
Should be a fun time. Let's get a check of our Class Draw 9 forecast. Meteorologist Julie Marquez joining us in the Weather Center. Another warm day, Julie.
Good morning. Yes, we certainly felt the difference yesterday with that high humidity too, and it's another day with a warm breeze. Mid to some upper 80s between noon and 4. Southerly winds will gust to over 20 miles an hour. We might have a couple of isolated showers or storms today and tonight, but the rain chance is higher tomorrow as a cold front moves toward the area. More on that coming up with Weather on the 9s.
And right now, 501 breaking traffic news with Chuck Henson in the Real-Time Traffic Center. And Chuck, I-4, this is where this is happening.
Yeah, in Auburndale or near Florida Poly, Erica, take a look behind me, everybody. This is live from one of our real-time traffic cams powered by the DOT. Got a trauma alert injury crash that has closed the eastbound lanes of I-4 past the second crossing, the eastern crossing of the Polk Parkway. Florida Polytechnic is very close to where this is to give you a better reference idea. A medical helicopter has been dispatched, has landed on the roadway and will be departing shortly. If you travel this section of roadway toward Orlando this morning, there is a way around it, and I'll show you that right now. So for drivers that are already going to be on I-4, I want you to exit at the Polk Parkway down to Pace Road, Berkeley, 559A, and then back onto the interstate at 559. We'll let you know the minute that reopens.
Chuck, thank you. It was a late night for Oldsmar City Commission, but in the end, they did come to a decision on an issue that's really had residents divided.
And it started off as a plan for a large apartment complex, but the vote came down to just how many apartment homes, a decision over increasing land density. Spectrum Bay News 9's Jason Lanning has more on what was decided late last night and what's next for this large high-rise. Jason, good morning.
Erica, good morning to you. When you walk the streets of downtown Oldsmar, you get the feeling of a quaint and quiet downtown area. That's why last night's vote was so very close. But in the end, the council voted to approve a density increase, paving the way for a new apartment complex here.
Jason, thank you. We'll keep you posted on what happens with the next steps. The vacant seat is now filled on the Tampa City Council. Members are expected to swear in Lynn Hurtak tomorrow. As the only woman on an all-male board, Hurtak will replace John Dingfelder as the District 3 citywide representative. She was one of 23 applicants vying for the job. She spent a lot of time inside City Hall. She sits on the variance board, but she will have to give that position up once she's sworn in to her seat on the City Council. She says she's ready to get to work and she wants to focus on the housing crisis.
Our growth rate is amazing. So I think we need to talk about housing. Housing is the thing that's affecting everyone. The price of homes, the price of rentals. The city we need to address housing.
Spectrum Bay News 9 will bring you the swearing-in ceremony tomorrow. Hurtak will hold that seat for 13 months. If she wants to keep it, she'll have to run as a candidate in a citywide election. Well, voters casting ballots in several of our cities yesterday. Bartow, Davenport, Dundee, Haines City, and Lake Wales all held elections. And last check, voter turnout was only about 15% of eligible voters in these areas. Now, if you're interested in taking a look at the results, we have them posted for you on our website, baynews9.com. Heads up, there are elections next week in Pasco County. And still ahead on Spectrum Bay News 9, major road work hitting a rough patch.
Our Angie Andrews is live in Pasco County with more on this delayed construction project and its impacts. Good morning, Angie.
Yeah, that big road project at State Road 56 and I-75, it's hit a round of delays. I'll show you what to expect and how it's going to impact your next drive coming up.
Angie, thank you. Right now, though, 5:09. Let's go back live to meteorologist Julie Marquez. She is joining us from our weather center. And Julia, so warm yesterday, mid-80s, and another warm one today.
Yes, you know, that high humidity, as you know, makes a big difference this time of year. We were well into the upper 80s in most spots. We continue with another warm, humid day. For the kids at the bus stop this morning, temperatures are generally in the 70s. Haven't seen a lot of fog this morning, but I'll watch for some potential, especially in Citrus County, here in the low 70s at this time. But look at Tampa's temperature, 77 degrees. Very warm here and in Bradenton at this hour. Today's high is 86 degrees, breezy with a small chance of a shower or storm. Tonight, there might be a couple of showers and a storm overnight, but I think tomorrow morning is our highest rain chance. And then over the weekend, look at this cool air moving in with lots of sunshine. If you like cool weather, make plans to be outside this weekend. I'll have a closer look coming up at 5:19. Right now, we go to the real-time traffic center where Chuck Henson has breaking news.
Thank you, Julie. The eastbound lanes of I-4 are closed in Polk County. Take a look at this. That is live from one of our real-time traffic cams, powered by the DOT, eastbound I-4. Now, the Polk Parkway crosses I-4 twice, once on the the west side of Lakeland, and then once on the east side of Lakeland. This is the second crossing where you'll find this closure. A medical helicopter was brought in, landed on the pavement. It looks like it may be gone right now. There was also a talk on the scanners of a fuel leak associated with this as well. What you need to know is that the road is closed, and that's what's happening to the traffic right now. Now, the best way around this is going to be this. Once you approach, go onto the Polk Parkway. This is Pace Road, Berkeley, County Road 559, and then you're right back on the interstate from there. Now, also on I-4, on the westbound side of the roadway, there is a crash here in Plant City. It's at Paul Buckman Highway. This is our real-time traffic cam powered by the DOT there. That crash on the left shoulder, and there are no delays.
Lottery numbers.
Our time right now, 5:15 this morning. A slight detour for a massive construction project in Wesley Chapel. Pasco's planned work on the diverging diamond has had to make a quick turn because of our recent weather.
And the new traffic pattern much needed in that area, but it's going to be slow going for now. Our Angie Andrews is joining us live now with more on how the plan has changed. And Angie, what is this going to mean for area businesses and commuters?
Good morning. Originally, they were supposed to make this change all in one shot last weekend and just close the roadway here for about 48 hours, but weather made it so that didn't happen. So now they're going to do more of a slow and steady approach, I guess you'd say. Over the next couple of nights, they'll have some ramps closed, and they're going to start doing it in smaller pieces. So when it's time to flip that big switch, it happens a little bit faster. But I want to show you what's expected to come here. But now I'm going to send it over to our own real-time traffic expert, Chuck Henson, who's tracking some big delays over in Polk County. Chuck.
Yeah, Angie, thank you so much. One note about Angie's story. What's going to be different about the diverging diamond at 56 versus the one at University Parkway is the curvature of the road. The one at University is a straight shot, so when you cross over and cross back, it's very clear. It'll be interesting with the curve on 56 across the interstate, how folks fare with that. I'm sure everyone will be fine. All right, here is the update on our breaking traffic coverage out of Polk County. Take a look. This is live from our real-time traffic cam powered by the DOT. We now have a lane open on the eastbound side, the eastbound side of I-4, very close to Florida Polytechnic, just past the second crossing of the Polk Parkway before you get to State Road 559. So with that lane open, it shouldn't take too long to get this traffic flushed out. It's early in the morning and most of the traffic's in the other side of the roadway, but that's what the delay looks like right now. If you still wanted to divert, well, this is what we've been doing to traffic. You're going Polk Parkway to Pace Road, to Berkeley, to County Road 559A to 559, and back on the interstate from there. Traffic is brought to you by your Suncoast Hyundai dealers.
I'm meteorologist Julie Marquez. It's very warm and humid again today with southerly breezes continuing. Tomorrow we have a good rain chance. Showers and thunderstorms. Some could be strong on Thursday, but this is ahead of a strong cold front. We're going to have a big change beginning Friday, and that will extend into the weekend with much cooler air, less humid air for the end of the week. High temperatures today. Again, it's warmest in areas away from the water, reaching 88 or 89 degrees from Winter Haven to Wesley Chapel to Lakewood Ranch. Then we're in some mid-80s from St. Petersburg to Newport Richey. Tomorrow's rain chance is 60%. It's going to be windy. We have a good chance of showers and some thunderstorms on Thursday. By Friday, highs are in the 70s, and they'll stay that way over the weekend. It's a lot brighter Saturday and Sunday. Breezy conditions Saturday. Sunday, the winds are lighter and low temperatures are dropping. We'll be in the low 50s in Tampa with 40s across the Nature Coast, and then it's a gradual warm up next week. Here's the pollen forecast. It's brought to you by Famous Shade Appliance and Bedding Centers. A high count today at a 9.4, then down to a 7.3 tomorrow and a 7.1 Friday. Here's Clystron 9.
News presented by Chevrolet and your local Chevy dealers.
Good morning, I'm Erica Riggins.
And I'm Georgia Broman. This is your Spectrum News in 90. They voted late into the night. The Oldsmar City Commission voted 3-2 in favor of increasing the density for downtown residency. This means plans for a large apartment complex in the downtown area might be able to move forward.
Tampa Mayor Jane Castor is speaking today on transparency and accountability measures. When she took office, she formed the mayor's community task force. It's meant to be a space for local leaders and activists to have important conversations about improving the Tampa Police Department and strengthening its relationship with the community.
Today, Madeira Beach is celebrating a new mobility mat at Archibald Park. This is video of a similar mat in Treasure Island. The one from Madeira Beach was donated by the Forward Foundation.
That was your news. Right now, we want to give you a look at your Clystron 9 forecast. Meteorologist Julie Marquez joining us live from the Weather Center. A warm, feeling hot, really, Julie, because of the humidity.
Yeah, some areas away from the coast were close to 90 degrees yesterday. You can call that hot, certainly. The humidity levels have increased. That makes it feel more uncomfortable. Inverness, you're looking ahead to a high of 86 degrees today. Same thing in Tampa. But you see those warmer temperatures away from the coast and away from the bay. We might get an isolated storm or two today. It'll generally be isolated, but I think by tonight there's a little bit better chance of rain, and certainly on Thursday, a higher rain chance as a cold front moves toward the area. More on that coming up.
At 5:30, Chuck Henson is following breaking traffic news for us, and I-4 still shut down that portion, Chuck?
Actually, we've got a lane open now, so there's the update we want to pass along to everybody. Take a look. This is live from our real-time traffic cam powered by the DOT. Eastbound I-4 traveling toward Orlando past the second crossing of the Polk Parkway. Polk Parkway crosses essentially once on the east side, once on the west side of Lakeland. This is the one on the east side. So the left lane is now open. Fire rescue still there. A medical helicopter was brought in for this particular crash. This is what the traffic delay looks like right now. That's about 3 miles of slow and go traffic moving at about 12 to 15 miles per hour. Now that will begin to thin, of course, as we head throughout the morning and then get some more lanes open. But right now you want to plan on a pretty healthy ride from Lakeland over into Osceola County. Right now, 45 degrees from Plant City over to Kissimmee.
Chuck, thank you. One of the oldest high schools in Tampa Bay is getting a big makeover. Construction now underway to build a brand new Gulf High School in Newport Richey. The actual building has been there since the early 70s, but the origins of the school date back 100 years. Pasco County Schools had originally hoped to repair the current building, but later decided it was going to need to be replaced.
Our school is one of the original high schools for all of Pasco County schools, and here on the west side, people throughout the area have attended here. So we're looking forward next year to celebrate that 100th birthday and also be looking ahead, building for the future.
And here's a look at some renderings of what the new school will look like. It's a $58 million project. But alumni have lots of memories at the current school, which will eventually be demolished. Spectrum Bay News 9 reporter Tim Ronka spoke with one who walked the halls at Gulf High as a student and now as a longtime music teacher.
And right now, 34 minutes past the hour, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson is one step closer to making history on the U.S. Supreme Court.
Congress recently passed a sweeping bipartisan bill to prevent the U.S. Postal Service from going into financial ruin.
But as our Taylor Populars explains, there's still a partisan divide over whether it should convert all mail delivery vehicles from gas-powered to electric. Also this morning, Twitter working on an edit button. That's right, I said an edit button. The company's new board member, Elon Musk, you know him, the Tesla and SpaceX founder and CEO, asked his followers in a Twitter poll whether they wanted the feature. Many users have long called for an edit button, but there are concerns about how to execute it. Twitter said it would start testing the idea in the coming months. The social media firm's communications team tweeted, quote, "Now that everyone is asking, yes, we've been working on an edit feature since last year." And, 3 million people agree with that idea. They voted.
I would love to have an edit button. I hate when I get a really good tweet out and then I look and there's a typo. And I'm like, I don't want to delete it, but...
People have been looking for an edit button for me for years. And it just hasn't happened yet.
We love you, Chuck. Yeah, we do. Julie, what's going on with the weather?
Good morning. Well, it is warm and humid right now. You felt that high humidity yesterday. It continues today. In fact, look at Brandon, Tampa, Bradenton. 77 degrees this morning. Very warm, of course. It will also be windy tomorrow. Big weather story. We have this risk of severe weather north of us today, from North Florida through parts of Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, even around Nashville, Tennessee. But we jump ahead to tomorrow, and that's when we could see a couple of stronger storms. So this is ahead of the cold front, and this is our best chance of rain is going to be on Thursday. There's this big low spinning here. Look at that spin right there. And what you're noticing on the map, look at all this rain, Chicago, St. Louis, Kansas City. Minneapolis is reporting rain right now, but the white color on the map is snow. Yep, snow, and some snowflakes are possible in the Great Lakes into Friday and Saturday. Chuck Henson joins us now. Your eyes just popped out so wide when I said snowflakes.
There was a time I was living in Chicago years ago, and it was Memorial Day weekend in the spring, beginning of summer, and it was snowing. And I was like, whose idea of a cruel Midwestern?
Is that when you moved to Florida?
Yes. Good morning, everybody. Traffic brought to you by your Suncoast Hyundai dealers. Let's update you on what's happening in Polk County. This is live from one of our real-time traffic cams powered by the DOT, eastbound I-4 after the Polk Parkway and before you get to State Road 559. There is a single lane of traffic open. You can see part of the crash on both sides of the roadway still. This was a very serious crash. A medical helicopter had to be brought in to pull someone to get medical care. That's what the delay looks like right now. If you'll be traveling out of Plant City over toward Kissimmee this morning, 40 minutes to make that trip. That is a long, slow trek. I can show you some of the speeds inside that delay, and you can see they're crawling at some point at 7 miles per hour. New for drivers in Hillsborough County, a crash reported here on the northbound side of I-75 at Gibson to Drive. That should be all off to the side.
I'm Mike Aarons, and this is your Sports Minute.
Good morning, it's 5:48. Traffic brought to you by your Suncoast Hyundai dealers. I'm Chuck Henson in the Real-Time Traffic Center. Still just a single lane of traffic open in Polk County. This real-time traffic cam powered by the DOT is in Auburndale. This is the eastbound side of I-4 past the Polk Parkway and before you get to State Road 559. Now, I've still got vehicles on both sides of the roadway, but fire rescue's all gone. A medical helicopter has come and gone. It was really quite a mess. The delay should begin to thin, and that's certainly what we're seeing right now. These speeds are beginning to pick up. At the slowest point of it, they're running at about 7 miles an hour. That's about 2 miles of slow-and-go traffic there. Crash reported on the northbound side of I-75 at Gibsonton, and I'm seeing a new one now reported on I-75 at Big Bend Road. Well, that's the interchange, and if you look at the slow traffic in both directions there, looks like it's in that really touchy spot right at the northbound entrance ramp on Big Bend Road to the northbound side of I-75.
I'm meteorologist Julie Marquez. We have a warm breeze today with high humidity continuing. Rain chance today is low, only 10 to 20%, but it's up to a 60% chance on Thursday. Friday, it's windy and cooler at 74 degrees, and then the weekend is sunny. Saturday's the breezier day. Sunday, the winds will be lighter, cool in the morning, 40s and 50s, and then we're warming back to the mid to some upper 80s by Tuesday and Wednesday. Here's the latest from Klystron 9.
Hi, this is Rick Elmhorst here to tell you about the latest edition of our To the Point Already podcast. This week, a controversial Second Amendment issue. Should Floridians be able to carry a concealed weapon without a permit? Supporters of the idea call it constitutional carry. Governor Ron DeSantis wants state lawmakers to take up the issue in an upcoming special session. Now, we've got guests for and against constitutional carry, including supporter, State Representative Anthony Sabatini, and opponent, Hillsborough County State Attorney Andrew Warren.
They really do think in some weird way that a permit program somehow makes us safer or vets certain people, and it just doesn't. It's silly and it's goofy.
Well, first of all, when you call it constitutional carry, that's a misnomer because this is permitless carry. It has nothing to do with the Constitution, and it frankly should be called Wild West carry because that's what it would do to our state.
Now, if you're interested in gun rights issues, you're really going to want to watch this edition of To the Point Already, and you can listen to this edition right now in the podcast tab of our mobile Facebook page, wherever you listen to podcasts, or you can even watch it at baynews9.com.
They've only been open a few months in Midtown Tampa, and they've got a whole new menu.
And today's Chef's Kitchen, Virginia goes to True Food Kitchen for a look at their spring menu. That's where the focus is on healthy, seasonal eating. It looks really good.
It does. Nice and healthy. I love chickpeas in a salad. Delicious. If you want to try making the recipe, you can.
We've got it for you, baynews9.com, or check it out on our Spectrum News app.
That does it for this hour here on Spectrum Bay News 9, but stay with us. The big stories we're following for you, plus your Klystron 9 forecast, are next. Stay with us.
Here's a look at what's happening in our community. Brought to you by Brandon Ford. Find the biggest selection at the world's largest volume Ford truck dealer.